Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about where I think we are currently in this cycle. Um, I don't think it's different. I think it is an approximate 4-year cycle. I don't think, like I said, I don't think anything's changed. It's always varied in time. I think that's due to the liquidity cycle, to monetary policy and how long it takes the Fed to respond, and to the business cycle, which they all go together. Liquidity um, drives the business cycle. However, monetary policy dictates when the cycle begins and when it ends. Okay, so that's how they all work together. So it's approximately 4 years, as we'll look at, as I've shown before, the business cycle chart. But it can vary as Bitcoin has the cycles have also varied, and the entire risk asset class has varied. It can go from 3.5 years, it can go to 4.5 years, but sometime in that period, um, we see the cycle happen. Okay, so this is where I think we are right now in this current approximate 4-year cycle. All right, so here we have these different metrics on Into the Cryptoverse. Incredible site. Okay, so we have price metrics, on-chain metrics, social metrics, and then all of them compiled create the summary metrics. And that's the one that we're going to look at because it has the most data. Okay. So if we take a look here, you can see a very evident pattern for all of the cycles going right back to 2012. You can see a bottom, and then you can see it slowly crawls up, right? Up and to the right. Bottom up and to the right. Bottom up and to the right. Bottom up and to the right. Here we had the bottom, and then we had 1, 2, and we're on the third. Here we had the bottom, we had 1, 2, and now we're on the third. Here we had the bottom, 1, 2, now we're on the third. So this is where I believe, and we're just under the 0.3 mark. 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, just under. Okay, so that all lines up also. Okay, so this is where I believe, based on history, that we're currently sitting in this approximate 4-year cycle. Okay, so what I did is I took these dates and I put them. All right, let's just put a pin in that for a second, and let's just take a look here at. No, let's go right over to it. Let's go right over to it. We'll keep on the same mindset, same track. Let's go take a look over here. So I took those dates and I moved them over to the United States manufacturing new orders, ISM manufacturing new orders. So this tracks the business cycle. Okay, that's what this is. Now, these are the dates that I was showing you of where we're at right now. Okay, so these are the same dates that I pulled from over here. Okay, December 12th. All right, so these are these dates here of where I believe we're sitting right now when we were at the 0.28 or so. Okay, right over here on the summary risk indicator. So that shows us that we are currently right here in the same zone as we were at this point on the previous cycles. that shows exactly what we have coming over the rest of this cycle. These red dots, these are the peaks here. We had a double peak. These are the peaks of when Bitcoin peaked. Okay, so these are the peaks. So you can see that once we're in the red, it's time to pay attention. Okay, it's time to pay attention. It's time to look back over um, at our summary risk indicator, put it on the color chart, and see if we're back into the red and the orange. Okay, that's what we're watching for. Okay, all right. Now, so that's where I believe we are. Now, so the question is how did we perform from this point onward? Well, let's take a look at, so now we know where we are in the current cycle. Okay. Now, I believe that this cycle could be pushed a little bit longer into 2026 because of how much longer it's taken the Fed to change its monetary policy and kick off the business cycle by letting liquidity flow. Okay, you can see that this part here has taken a lot longer than it has in the past. Not different. It's not different because we're talking about events. We're talking about when monetary policy switched over, when QT ended. Okay, so that's what keeps it the same. Okay, it keeps it the same because it's the same events. Time might be a little bit different, same events, not different, the same. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not going to be placing any sell orders based on months. I'm going to be watching for the indicators to start flashing. All right, now that we got that out of the way, what can we expect? Right, what has happened in the past, and what can we expect for this cycle? So let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin and how it's reacted in the past until now. Okay, so this is really cool. Every time on the weekly chart on the stochastics RSI during a bull market, when we went way oversold and started coming up and crossed the 50, you can see how it's responded this bull market, up, 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 right? You can see we've had 86% pump, 53, 62, 80% pump. We look over in past bull markets, you can see we had from here to the peak almost 70%, from here to the peak 5.5x or so. When it crossed over here to the peak, another 70% pump, and this just goes on and on and on every time. Every time we cross this in a bull market, right? It doesn't work in a bear market, obviously, but in a bull market, which we're in currently, you can see that we've had these fantastic pumps. Okay, not without a few days or a few weeks of some pullbacks, but we definitely had some really good pumps all the way back, and it just goes and goes and goes all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so where we're at right now is a good place to be, something to be excited about. Okay, and you can see that how Bitcoin responds in a bull market. If you pull up the 50-day or 50-week EMA, you can see that it's bull market, you're sank, and then once you break it, or sorry, bear market, you're underwater, and once you pull out, you breach it, 50-day works as a springboard to keep us up, and that works. You can see, other than you had the COVID, which was when the world thought it was the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. Um, we had went back into bear market ranges for a little while, couple months, and then pulled out. Everything was fine. Injected liquidity, and we took off. Okay, so you can see this is a really good gauge to the 50 week, EMA when we're in bull market, which we currently are, as you can see. There's so much evidence, along with all the thousands of charts that you guys get, we all get from Menno. Okay, so bull market confirmed. The stage of the bull market we looked at, it's confirmed. So the question is what can we expect from altcoins? How did they perform from this point of the bull market last cycle? Well, let's take a look at some. Okay, so again, those same dates that we saw on the what is it called again? On the summary risk indicator, right? These same dates that we had, where we are currently, where we were in the past. Okay, we pulled these dates. I pulled these dates and I moved them over here. So this is where we were at this stage in previous bull runs. This is where we are now. Exciting. All right, so last bull run, when we were at this stage, how did some of these alts perform? Right, we have some top alts. We have some alts that where it was their very first bull run. We have some alts here where it was their they've been a few times, right? Some of the old boys. So let's take a look at ETH. How did ETH perform last bull run? So here we have our green line of where we were at this point last bull run. Okay. From where we were at this point last bull run, ETH did a 20x. 20x. That's insane. This is the second largest crypto in existence did a 20x last bull run. From this point, not from the very bottom. From the very bottom, let's say this is the bottom. It did a 60x from the very bottom. I think this was COVID. It did 55x from where we're at our point in the market. It did a 20x. Not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at Litecoin. How did Litecoin do? Litecoin from this point in the market, it did a 20x, or sorry, a 10x. It did a 10x from this point, from its lowest point in the bear market. Wow. Okay, 18x from here, it did a 10x. Okay. So if you have expectations like, oh, I hope I get a 3x from here, I hope I get a 2x, I hope I'll make my money back, have a little bit of hope, right? Based on history, based on fact. These are how altcoins, high cap altcoins, can produce during the biggest part of the bull run. And then ask yourself, is crypto more popular? Are we in a more friendly pro-crypto environment? Like, think of all the bullish catalysts that we have. How much more accessible crypto is now. How much more well-known it is worldwide, right? And we're getting in right at the very bottom of people being interested in it. So this is going to happen once people have more money in their wallet. They're going to start looking at ways to spend it, ways to grow it. And that's when this kicks in towards like the later half of the business cycle once we start taking off. Okay, it's going to happen. We look at Link, this part, boom, like a 12x. Crazy. Phantom, whoa, hello, a 350x for Phantom from this point up. Like, it's crazy. It was new, right? A coin that was new for this run, for this cycle. Some of these other ones have been around for multiple cycles, right? They've seen Their massive gains. This is a new one for this cycle. Phantom new for this cycle. ADA. How did ADA do? Bam. Look at that. Crazy, right? ADA did almost a 40x from this point and up. And these are high caps, right? They were. I'd have to double check and see what their market cap was at this level. But these were considered the new kids on the block during this cycle, but they were still higher caps. Not as obviously not as high as they are now, but and then we got Atom. How did Atom do? Bam, almost an 18x, right? How did this one do? Ooh, 160x for mana. Like XLM, not too bad. Not too bad. Did a 12x. All right. So these are just some examples of how coins can respond to an actual alt season, actual bull market for alts. Okay. Right now we've seen a little bit here, a little bit there. They're going up. It's exciting. We haven't seen this yet. This part hasn't happened yet. This is what we're waiting for. So if you're thinking, like I said, oh, I hope I get a 2x, I hope I get a 3x on my bag, I can break even. Guys, relax. Relax. Look at where we are right now. This is where we're sitting right now. All right? This is where we are currently. Oh, let me get this a little bit closer. This is where we're sitting. Right here. We haven't even started. We had a little bit of a taste inside the money zone, but we didn't get the full-fledged cycle yet, and it's coming. It's coming. It always has. There's always these cycles. This is when Bitcoin kind of joined the picture, but it's cyclical. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up and down. Okay, now we're just getting ready to go. There's reasons to be excited. Okay, 4-year cycle's real. It's always happened until the US and the world completely come up with a new monetary system. It's going to happen. So, time to get excited and let's kill it. Let's go, guys. All right, that's it for me.